Okay, in the 70s we had a tennis match that was a battle of the sexes. On one side tennis court you had Billie Jean King, who is a tennis champion and a feminist. On the other side of the court you have a male chauvinist pig, Bobby Riggs, who is also a tennis player. Let's battle it out in this movie, Battle of the Sexes. Battle of the Sexes, directed by Jonathan Dayton and Valerie Faris, starring Emma Stone, Steve Carell, Elizabeth Shue, Austin Stoll, Andrea Riseborough, Sarah Silverman, Bill Pullman, Alan Cumming, and Jessica McNamee. This movie is based on the true story of a tennis match that was named as the Battle of the Sexes between tennis champion Billie Jean King, played by Emma Stone in the movie, versus Bobby Riggs, another tennis player who is a male chauvinist pig and a gambling addict, played by Steve Carell. He follows the true story of this tennis match, how these two characters rose up within the sport of tennis and ended up going against each other, and some other characters within the movie, like you have Sarah Silverman playing Billie Jean King's agent in the movie, Gladys Heldman, and Austin Stoll plays Larry King, not the TV spokesman, but a different guy named Larry King, who is Billie Jean King's fiance or husband in the movie. And Andrea Riseborough plays Marilyn, who is Billie Jean King's hairdresser and good friend in the movie. You have Alan Cumming, who plays the clothing designer that they have for the tennis match for Billie Jean King. And Jack Kramer is a commentator in the movie, being played by Bill Pullman. And finally, you have Jessica McNamee playing Margaret Court, who is another fellow tennis player in the movie. And that's pretty much our cast. Now, I thought this was an excellent film. The two leads, Emma Stone and Steve Carell, are awesome in the movie. Emma Stone does a great job playing Billie Jean King. I really did like her in the movie. You can barely recognize her since she changes her hair to make herself look like the character of Billie Jean King. She changes her hair from the usual red hair that you see her normally in films to black hair, and I thought that was done very well to make her look like the character Billie Jean King. Then you have Steve Carell, who does an excellent job playing the antagonist in the movie, Bobby Riggs, and he's a bit of a clown in this film, playing this male chauvinist pig in the movie. You see him parading around doing this act of being a male jerk and making a fool of himself, but he's loving every minute of it. Elizabeth Shue does a great job playing Bobby Riggs' wife in the movie, and I did like Bill Pullman a lot in the film. Alan Cumming does a great job in the movie as well. Andrea Riseborough was excellent in the film too. I did like her in the movie. She was in the Michael Keaton film Birdman. There's a bit of a spoiler to her character that I don't want to let out within the review that becomes a bit of a twist within the movie, and it was a bit of a surprise for me. Austin Stoll I thought was great in the film as the fiance or husband that Billie Jean King has, and Jessica McNamee I thought was great as the fellow woman tennis player that they have in the movie. The setting of the 1970s was done very well. You really feel like you're brought back in time to the 1970s. They do a great job with the production quality, making it look like you're back in the 70s. The makeup that was done in this film to make everybody look like their characters was done very well. Because a lot of the actors I didn't totally recognize, but I saw them as their characters, so that was done very well. like Elizabeth Shue. It took me a moment to realize that was her in the movie. And I didn't totally recognize Sarah Silverman, but I liked the character that she played. Just a lot of the production quality to make this look like the 70s was done very well. As for flaws with this movie, there's very little when it comes to the flaws of the film. It does take a little while to get into the main plot of the movie, which is the tennis match. And you pretty much know how the tennis match is going to result, how it's going to end, and who is going to be the one that's going to win within the movie when it comes to the tennis match. It's quite obvious, but I still like the movie a lot. And because of the performances between the two leads and the production design and the performances of the supporting characters, I consider this to be one of my favorite films of the year, so I'm going to give this movie an A. I really did like this movie a lot, so definitely check out The Battle of the Sexes.